right, grinding all my life, sacrifice, hustle pay the price, want a slice, got to roll the dice, that's why, all my life, I've been grinding all my life, all my life, grinding all my life.
Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City, 1510 AM, 94.5 FM, 1510.com, Facebook Live, and Twitter Periscope. I am Sterling Holmes live in studio. Darren Smith decided to actually come in studio today.
Well, not often I come to the studio, obviously, because we have the stuff to do from our respective places. However, I had to come in because we have a special guest coming up later on today. Actually, in about less than 30 minutes, we'll be joined by the 2020 Gold Glove, Gold Medalist. I gotta get that right. Gold Medalist, Miss Brijhana Epperson. She's going to be joining us on the show. She's a young black girl who's a boxer, and I definitely want to talk with her about this. She just recently won the USA Boxing National Championships, and so congratulations to her. She'll be joining us in studio, so we'll get a chance to talk to her and ask her the age-old question. Why do you want to be here in boxing? So I'm very much looking forward to it. I told my nieces because they love wrestling, they love contact sport. Because myself and their father, we love mixed martial arts, we love wrestling. So I told them make sure you tune in so you can see somebody that looks like you, because they're taking up martial arts and stuff like that. So they love the opportunity to see someone that looks just like them, that's doing something just like them, or what they're trying to do. So. Well, looking forward to having this conversation with her in just a little bit.
I thought that she was going to get the gloves on, and you were going to get the gloves on, and I'll referee.
Yeah, I'm not stupid. I don't know if you've seen that episode of Martin when he took on Thomas Hearns on a charity, and of course his face ended up expanding. I don't need this type of drama. I need the type of problem with my life right now.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get my ass kicked. I know myself. I know.
If I'm in a fight, I'm calling her. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Cora, move to bring your daughter out here.
Yeah, I need some backup. Get a bar. I need someone. Come on, I need someone here. Come here. Come kick someone for me. I can't do it myself.
So definitely looking forward to having that'll be coming up in our next segment when they come in studio. So again, Brijhana Epperson will be joining us in studio in just a little bit. But Sterling, first and foremost, we kind of had this conversation yesterday about Jadaveon Clowney, but today it is official. He did sign with the Cleveland Browns a one-year deal worth upwards of $10 million. Your thoughts?
So this was the price range I thought he was going to be in. I said 8 to 11 yesterday, and it came in at 10. This is what I thought. He was pursued by the Browns last year on a multi-year contract, turned it down for a 1 year, $13 million with Tennessee. So it makes sense that after his injury, after his ACL, not going to be quite the AAV, not going to be a long-term contract, but the Browns still had interest. They want to see him alongside, next to Myles Garrett. I think it's a very good deal for the Browns. As long as he can stay healthy, say for even 12 games, I think it'd be worth it. Jadaveon Clowney, as much as the numbers don't pop out at you. We talked about it yesterday. The sacks don't seem to pop out at you. He's not getting paid like he's some top-end rusher, but the underlying numbers are good. He's 5th in win rate as a pass rusher. That's good. That's saying he is causing issues. He's getting to the quarterback. He's just number one wrapping up. He's the one causing pressures but not getting the sack.
What I do like about this, and especially for Jadaveon, is that even though it doesn't seem like a lot now, I'm thinking about this before taxes, but again,
it seems like a lot to me.
He did $13 million last year. He could do $10 million this year. At least 2 years, you're looking at $23 million. I don't know what his lifestyle and how he spends his money, things like that. So it's not like he's going broke now. He's not resetting the market at all because again, I know he says that he's hoping that teams, just like I said, he's going to hope that teams focus on Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Well, teams focus on J.J. Watt, and you didn't shatter any record. The best you did was 9.5 sacks. So the opportunity comes. You're going to be in a include a defense that also features John Johnson. The safety, you got Tack McKinley on the other end of you, linebacker Anthony Walker, and then Troy. So the defense has been much improved from even last year. And they had a pretty good defense last year with Myles Garrett leading the way. Here's what's interesting. Jadaveon Clowney is going to be on a team that comes to Arrowhead later on this year. So we're getting a chance to see up close and personal, whether or not Jadaveon Clowney is that type of difference maker, what he can do on the other side of Miles Garrett. And obviously, when that time comes, we're going to hope that Kansas City will have that offensive line shored up and pull all the pieces in place, because that is a game that's going to be marked on their calendar, Cleveland's calendar, because obviously, they came to Kansas City and they lost in the playoffs. So they're going to be marking this game, and they're going to feel like they have something to prove when they come to Kansas City. So Kansas City, even though I know Andy Reid will have them ready for it, they cannot overlook this team when the time comes. They know it's just Cleveland, because it's not the same Cleveland that we all know and love.
Yeah, it's not the same Cleveland. I do think it was interesting. He went out and said, I've been getting double teamed an awful lot in my career. Now I can finally play some one-on-one. I'm sitting here like you said, you're J.J. Watt. You were one-on-one a lot. And by the way, if you want to be someone who resets the market,
you need to be getting double teamed.
You need to be getting double teamed. And not only that, you need to be winning when double teamed. Aaron Donald.
Thank you.
I mean, dude is double and triple more than anyone in the NFL, and guess what? He still produces. No excuses. He still gets it done. So, to me, I think that was a little bit of I don't want to say a cheap shot, but it seemed like a cheap shot at J.J. Watt, saying, I never really played with this. I'm the one being double teamed. It's like, no, you weren't, Jadaveon. We can look back at the numbers.
Well, that's the thing. Not only the numbers, but there's film. I mean, that's why players like Shannon Sharp and others get so upset at players like Jadaveon, like, you have the talent to technically reset the market and reset the position. Like, when you came out, they thought you were going to be the new Bruce Smith. I mean, they thought that you were going to be someone that, will, like you said, just redefine that position like Aaron Donald has. And you haven't. And so, I wasn't a call. I'm not a call the Browns, but I don't know if there was any real pushback to it or anything like that. Some of his comments, because that is a slap in the face to J.J. Watt. But again, when they brought you in, it should have been you getting double teamed to hopefully extend J.J. Watt's playing career down in Houston. Had you lived up to a higher, first of all, had you lived up to your billing, you wouldn't have gone to Seattle, you wouldn't have gone to Tennessee, and you wouldn't be in Cleveland right now.
Yeah. And I think it's a good deal for Jadaveon. $10 million, I think, was a very fair deal, fair amount of money for a guy coming off a knee injury that ended his career, ended his season after not really getting the numbers that he wanted to do in Seattle. So to me, I think it's good for Jadaveon. If you're the Browns, you're buying somewhat low. It's only a 1-year deal. If he ends up not bouncing back. No, I get it. It's a 1-year deal. So if he doesn't bounce back, all right, that's fine. He's not your main piece in your D-line. You're not going into the season, if you're the Browns, counting on Jadaveon to all of a sudden put up massive numbers. If he does, great. If he doesn't, you go, all right, we got Tag McKinley and we have Myles Garrett. It's like, they'll be fine.
Yeah, I would, because they were obviously fine without him. I think he makes the team better. I think he makes the defense better. But a lot of it is going to be whether or not he can stay healthy. And, I don't know whether or not he starts or whether or not he falls into a rotation, depending on the number of snaps. But, if Jadaveon Clowney is anywhere near the top of his potential, then Cleveland is going to be a team to reckon with, and a team that can come to Kansas City and beat Kansas City if the Chiefs aren't careful.
Yeah, if this offensive line was the one that showed up in the Super Bowl, then anyone is going to put pressure there.
Well, too, but also, you look at what Cleveland can score points. Now, I don't know whether or not between now and then, whether or not they move on from
OBJ.
From OBJ. Now, if Odell Beckham somehow sticks around, fine. Baker Mayfield played. You could tell the difference between when Baker Mayfield had him on the field and when he didn't have him on the field. He didn't feel pressure to get the ball to him and try to get a number of. So when he went on the field, he was able to spread the ball around. Everybody just played their position. I don't know whether or not this will continue to happen if he's there, but that's the one area. If Cleveland improves, and we'll talk about this in a second about practices and training and stuff like that. If they can improve in that manner, the relationship or the camaraderie between Baker And Odell on the field, they'll fire out the field. But on the field, if he can get synced with the rest of that offense, that would be a team that would be dangerous.
Well, I would have them. I already have them currently over the Pittsburgh Steelers because I don't like Big Ben. I don't think he has anything to say on him. I think losing their offensive guys, they're just not what they once was. Or what they once were.
I don't put them above Baltimore, but
not yet. But if OBJ and Baker get the same connection, like you're saying, I might do that because I actually like the explosive nature of their wide receivers more so than the Ravens.
I'm with you on the offense side, but the thing is, I gotta see them in the first game defensively because Baltimore, they're more steady on the defensive side to where I'm not as concerned. Offensively, look, we know it revolves around Lamar Jackson, but if their offensive line is intact, they can still run the ball at the end of the day. Some games, sometimes the running game doesn't matter.
The running scheme still matters, so yes, I'll agree there. It's the same reason why it worked for Shanahan and the 49ers was they had such a good zone run scheme set up. You could put anyone back there, and they were going to pick up yards. So
and see, thing about Shanahan now, we'll get more. I guess we'll get closer to it when we get to the draft. Because I do want to ask where a lot of people are saying that the 49ers kind of whole sway to where the draft may go, depending on who they pick at number 3. There are thoughts that they might go after Justin Fields, they might go after Mike Jones.
Trey Lance has been dropped. I mean, there's been a lot of guys.
Yeah, so so not to switch right off, but I do want to ask you that. So looking at that, which direction do you think the 49ers go? Because there will be a ripple effect because there is talk. If you look at, what's the guy from ESPN with this?
Mel Kiper.
Yeah. Because I saw his thing on First Take yesterday. He had the Patriots trading up to get Justin Fields, I think at number 4. And so just, what are your thoughts on that? Because they're talking about him at number 4, I think the Falcons or someone dropping to number 6 and getting Kyle Pitts. And then so...
It's just, to me, it's Trevor Lawrence, and then it's going to be who do guys fall in love with? I think it's Trevor Lawrence, number 1. I think it's been Zach Wilson. Teams are falling in love with him at number 2.
That's the one from North Dakota State, right?
No, that's Trey Lance.
Okay.
He's from BYU. So he's at BYU. Those are seemingly the 1 and 2 now. That's just what it's looking like. At that point, it's do you go with Justin Fields? Do you go with Mac Jones, who won at Alabama, but do you trust that he can do it in the NFL since he was clearly playing with better players than every other team?
Well, hold on, man. Trevor Lawrence in a national title, too. We're better players.
But Trevor Lawrence jumped off the tape. He was throwing deep. Mac Jones was trusted to throw the ball to check downs. Mac Jones wasn't given the offensive array to be himself like the way Trevor Lawrence was. Trevor Lawrence was the offense for Alabama. Was Mac Jones, just don't screw up.
Man, that's fair, but again, to say that Trevor Lawrence was the offense, I mean, he had first-round draft picks, everybody was saying. I mean, he had the same type of weapons that the Tua Tagovailoa had, because you got to remember, when people are talking about, this quarterback, he only did it because he had this talent. Well, don't forget that talent made the quarterback look good, because when you put that quarterback on Cincinnati or Jacksonville, as we'll see whether or not that talent from the quarterback can elevate everyone else. So I said it to say, I'm with you, but I trust Justin Fields more than I do Mac Jones and who
Zach Wilson.
I trust him after Trevor Lawrence.
I would go Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and then I would probably go
Zach Wilson.
Just from what I've seen in the tape, his arm strength just looks much. It just comes off. When you watch him, it looks different. It just looks different. The way his arm strength looks different. I would have Justin Fields over Mac Jones in a heartbeat. I don't think Mac Jones is going to be anywhere near an NFL quarterback. I think he's going to be like A.J. McCarron.
I have Justin Fields over Zach Wilson from BYU. I think the level of competition, first and foremost, so that's why.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes played at Texas Tech, and he wasn't playing Alabama or LSU consistently.
He played in the Big 12. That's not.
No, but my point is, it's not Michigan, it's not Ohio State. Ohio State has not had a history of great quarterbacks coming out of there. Ohio State's not had a very good history of NFL quarterbacks coming out of there. Alabama, not a very good history. Tua's been maybe the best one in the past, I don't even know how many years, and Tua still has a lot of question marks.
For BYU, the only one I can think of was Steve Young.
He was pretty good, huh?
Yeah, that was 20
No, I know, but
I mean, so they don't have a history.
Quarterback sometimes seems to be a position where it's not always the Power 5 or the big dudes coming out and making a name.
Well, yeah.
Justin Herbert was Oregon. I mean, Oregon's been good, but when you think of power football schools, do you think of Oregon?
No, but what I was about to say was that with Justin Fields was in the same class with Trevor Lawrence coming out of high school. They were number 1, number 2 coming out of high school. So Justin Fields has a pedigree and has a track record. Now, whatever happened down in Georgia where he was playing and then he ended up transferring,
Yeah, that was a whole bunch of.
Yeah, so that, but again, he went to Ohio State. When they faced up, head up with Trevor Lawrence and Clemson, they beat him. So so again, competition, like I said, matters. He played well his sophomore year, played well his junior, made an offense with COVID. They had, I think one game he had 6 touchdowns and 9 receptions. So he can play. He can throw the ball. He can definitely, go through his reads and stuff like that. For me, I go Trevor Lawrence and I go Fields, and you can have us. We disagree on that.
Sure, but I think we all agree that's probably 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Now the kid they're talking about, like you said, what's the kid from
Trey Lance, North Dakota State.
Now they were showing some highlights of him on the Twitter today, where he was collecting bodies on the field.
I know it's North Dakota State, but it's one of those things where you're like, holy bleep, this is crazy.
It's funny because we're set a quarterback for the next 30 years. I think Patrick, and then I think his daughter Sterling might be the first female quarterback in the NFL if he had his choice. But in all seriousness, the film on him looks pretty good, and Mac Jones looks pretty good as well. And so, I would
take Trey Lance over Mac Jones. I'm telling you right now, Mac Jones would be the last of this group of guys I would draft.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's all going to be dependent on who drafts them, where they're located. Because you might be in a good situation if you get drafted to San Francisco. You might be in a great situation if New England trades up and drafts you as their quarterback in New England. So, you have options. You have things that you can kind of live with and deal with. But I don't know. It just depends on where they end up at.
So, like Trey Lance, for example, 2020, the 2020 COVID season, he was hurt, didn't play. He played in, I think it was one game, and he was hurt. He got hurt in it. The year before, 28 touchdowns, no interceptions, and this dude runs a 4.5. 28 touchdowns, no interceptions. I don't care the competition. It's
20 touchdowns
and no interceptions. That means not only are you threading the ball deep down the field, scoring touchdowns, you're not putting the ball in harm's way.
And you won the national title?
I don't know. He completed 67% of his passes.
I think. Well, I'm pretty sure for him to do. Well, I'm pretty sure they did. I think they won the national title by doing that. So, no, that's again. Any of these quarterbacks, I think, will be good. I'm not saying they're going to be good, but I think that they'll be respectable starters in the NFL. The only issue is going to be where they end up at. Again, Trevor Lawrence is going to be in Jacksonville. Granted, Jacksonville had $100 million in the salary cap, so they're in the same place, but meshing all that together is still going to be, and of course, the learning curve coming from college to pros is going to be important to see where, how he does. The New York Jets, Zach Wilson will win up there. Yeah, no guarantee you're going to be successful there because
Sam Darnold was supposed to be the stud guy, and that didn't happen.
In San Francisco, you don't have to. Unless they feel like
that's the best spot to be in. San Fran of the top 3 spots. If you're going to be a quarterback and you're going to go Jacksonville Jets or San Fran, where San Fran's they got guys you can throw the ball to, they have a good defense, good head coach.
I don't know. I think Trevor Lawrence in the tax-free state, it's going to be okay too. So, I know these guys. But here's the thing. Urban Meyer, knowing the cap situation, they have knowing the direction they were going to go at quarterback,
Yeah.
and knowing the type of offense that they're going to install and run with him leading the way, they at least were out there signing players that would fit the system and measure them. And then also what you do when you get a quarterback like that and the work you do, you stack up the defense. You stack the defense.
They did it with Blake Bortles. That's exactly what they did with Blake Bortles.
And so I actually do like the fact that he's going to be in Jacksonville, and they're not going to have the worst record in the NFL this year. That much I will say. I'm not going to say they're going to be playoff team 500, but they will be much more vastly improved than what they were last year, Sterling.
I would say right around 4 wins, maybe 4 to 5. 5 would be my cap. I don't see them winning more than 5.
I want to see the calendar and the schedule when it comes out in May. I can't. I don't know where the loss is yet until I see how the NFL puts the schedule out, because that's going to be key.
So does this mean Gardner Minshew is now the mentor for Trevor Lawrence? That much hair on the roster is going to be fantastic. Gardner Minshew's mullet combined with Trevor Lawrence's flowing locks.
Trevor Lawrence, his nickname is Sunshine. So
you got Sunshine. You got Gardner Minshew's dad's name is Flint, which is a pretty cool name. I mean, I'm not surprised by this, but by the way, Gardner Minshew did a pretty good job when he was given the ball. I think he earned himself a backup role for a while in the NFL.
Yeah, it was a
6th-round draft pick. I mean, a 6th-round draft pick. It's just funny. That's going to be a lot of hair on that starting quarterback spot.
Somebody's going to get their locks cut.
Yes, there's going to be one dude with hair that long.
It was maybe the starting quarterback. So, before we get out of here, starting for the break, before we bring Brijhana in the next segment, the NFL, there are some players that there are some teams whose players have opted out of the voluntary. And again, it is technically voluntary, so you don't have to come. But they're making a big deal about it. I think the Buffalo Bills, the
Broncos,
the Broncos, and I think even the Detroit Lions have announced that they won't attend voluntary off-season workouts. Now, the NFL Players Association, they are not telling their players to mandatory stuff. I think it's the voluntary stuff again. Yeah. But if you have in your contract for you to show up, and obviously you get bonus money, stuff like that, then they're not going to tell you not to show up because they want the players to make their money.
Sure.
I meant to reach out to the Kansas City Chiefs today, and I just had this because I was driving, having some vehicle issues.
Car issues?
I know, right? To see whether or not, the players have decided, because it seems like all this stuff is happening in kind of a slow, dominant effect where I think now we've got 4 or 5 teams that have said that they're not going to do it, that they're not going to, so I think the Lions will make it 4 teams right now that they are not going to participate in voluntary in-person off-season workouts.
Well, what's funny is I think teams saw what happened last year, and the production and the product was still just as good last year as it has been in the past, right? There wasn't a drop-off that people were probably expecting. There's going to be a drop-off. They didn't have these OTAs. They didn't have these voluntary workouts. And players are like, we've been saying we don't need this. It just looks good. You're just keeping us here, and we're going through it. There's Zoom now. Most of these voluntary workouts, you're not in pads. You're not hitting each other. These guys want to have a longer vacation. They want to sit there with their families. They want to be there. They don't want to fly to Kansas City if you live in L.A. Come out here, and you're just sitting there going, all right, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like I can work on myself. Either you have to trust the players, or you don't trust the players. And I get where people are coming from. Like, oh, you're getting paid this much money. You should do everything you possibly can. They are though. Like just because they're not here doesn't mean they're not working and trying to get better. That just means they have more time outside of their job to hang with their family.
You know what's interesting is that, and this one you were saying, I was saying a thing my way. A lot of the players do actually live and stick around Kansas City. I know probably got players back home, but it's like, they stick around here. I'm like, you could be a lot more of the places around here. Not well, COVID, kind of.
Well, and it's barbecue. I mean, come on now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when you look at the places that they can do, and they decide to stick around Kansas City, that says a lot about Kansas City. They were baseball. The Royals won 3-2 last night, which they had done 2 nights ago.
Plus, your money goes farther here. I mean, if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
If you $1 million in KC area compared to $1 million in LA, sure, they have the weather, but
It's too later, so it's too. Well, I'm watching in Los Angeles.
I get it. But my boys,
I know the taxes, but shit,
I'm not paying the tax. Dude, you could not get me to live in LA. That traffic alone would drive me insane.
You know, see, I mean, if I live in LA, I'd have to pay like skip bills.
Dude, I would be a bum.
Where I could live 5 minutes away from the station.
I would be a bum. I would live on the beach. I would lay there. Not LA. I'd have to go south. I'd go to like Encinitas. I live in a beach town and just chill on the beach.
You can be Mel Gibson. I mean, you can Mel Gibson and Lethal Weapon living in a trailer on the beach.
I will do that.
I can do that.
And I'll look like Gardner Minshew.
You know,
have a little Fu Manchu.
I would do that. As long as I got running water and shower, I would definitely do that.
Dude, we could do this. I mean, that's.
Well, you got the money, so I'll just blow off for you.
No, I got the mustache. I'll grow the mustache out, and then we'll come up with like some Lethal Weapon stuff.
Gotta work. Well, let's take a quick time now. When we come back, we'll be joined by Brijhana Epperson right here on Darren Australian here on ESPN Kansas City.
Are you looking for unique sporty clothing and merchandise that makes you stand out from the crowd? Do you love Kansas City sports teams? The Cherry Company designs and creates fashion-forward gear for athletes, avid sports fans, and everything in between. Check out our famous Casey Mahomes denim jacket at cherrysportsgear.com or find it in stores in the Made in KC, Lee Summit, or Plaza location. Sport Styles, Sport Local, Sport Cherry. Want a 20% off discount? Mention 810 Sports in store or use code 810 online. Stay on top and visit cherrysportsgear.com today.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now's the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
Work hard and play hard with Easy Sport, Boulevard's refreshing rally ale. Infused with tangerine peel and sea salt, Easy Sport hits the shelves at only 99 calories and 4.5 carbs. This subtly salty, slightly tart beer packs a punch of flavor. Whether you just finished a run, a pickup game, or mowing the lawn, Easy Sport is a refreshing, guilt-free way to celebrate the everyday. Grab an Easy Sport. Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri.
Hello, everybody. Jack Harry here for Shoal Creek Golf Club. It has been my favorite course in the Kansas City area for years and years. Shoal Creek in the Northland is rated #1 in Missouri by Golf Advisor and is open to the public and always has excellent course conditions and a beautiful 11,000 square foot clubhouse. It's perfect for weddings, banquets, and corporate events. So come on out to the Northland and check out Shoal Creek. You'll love it. 816-407-7242 or online at shoalcreekgolf.com.
Hello, this is Joe Kelly from Protein House. With summer right around the corner, it's time to get in shape. You can do it with the help of Protein House. We offer ready-to-eat, delicious meals delivered right to your door. Whether you need 1 meal a day, 3 or 6, Protein House has you covered with delicious protein-rich custom meals. And right now, mention 810 to get 10% off your first week. Protein House, downtown at 13th and Main in the Power and Light, and on the southeast corner of 135th and Metcalf.
Love the new car smell, but think the car shopping process stinks? Check out WonderQuest.com. Hi, this is Eric Westbrook. We started WonderQuest in Kansas City to make car shopping easy. We have over 5 million new and used listings. And with WonderQuest, you don't share your personal information with sellers until you want to, which means you control your car shopping experience. We even have a concierge service for those who want the VIP treatment. Experience car shopping made easy. Request your car today at WonderQuest.com.
WonderQuest is not responsible for what you do with all the time you save.
Welcome back to Darren Australian here on ESPN Kansas City, 94.5 FM, 1510 AM. With us now live in studio couple of very special guests. We have Facebook friends, and that what he is. She's not a Facebook. Yeah, smart. We're joined right now, and for those of you who are watching on Facebook, I'll turn my camera around and introduce you to the champ, Miss Brijhana Epperson. She is the 2020 Gold Glove medalist for USA Boxing and winning a national championship just a couple of weeks ago, correct? Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, man. But first of all, thank you so very much. And Corey, before I get to you, Brijhana, tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name is Brijhana Epperson. I am 12 years old, and I just won the national junior national championships for USA Boxing. And my dad is my coach, Corey Epperson, and that's about it.
Now, I've got to ask you. We were talking about the red before we come over here. What makes, and I ask this for any boxer, but what makes an individual want to get punched in the face?
Well, the thing is, you don't. You try not to. Yeah, it's all about this, like, in the bottom of the head, and then you just, it'll be very, very easy.
But why boxing? Well, look, I'm not, Corey understands coming from boxing is more than thing, more down obviously Lil Ali or stuff like that. But why boxing over maybe softball, basketball? If you do those sports and so, but why did boxing stand out for you?
I don't know. I've always loved boxing. Boxing has been my entire life. I mean, it's just, I've dedicated my life in, so there's really no turning back now.
Now, Corey, I got to ask you, how much of it came from you watching all these Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather fights, and when daughter wants to sit down there with you and watch with you?
Probably because of my because of my love for boxing, and when she was young, we trained her in self-defense. That's how it started.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 years old, just teaching her, how to defend herself. And we saw the story that it just turned into, one day she was like, well, am I ever going to get to go, box anybody else or spar anybody else? And I'm telling you that I was nervous about that, like, whoa, dude, you what? You going to do what? And she was like, can we go spar anybody else and box anybody else? So we went down to the boxing gym, and I was as nervous as you can be. My baby girl was in there, but she did well from day one.
Well, you've already lasted longer than my boxing career. I was 4 years old. I was watching boxing on TV. I tried to apparently box the TV, hit it, TV fell on me, cut my eye open. So my parents right there said, nah, kid, you're playing basketball and baseball. You're getting nowhere near it. What kind of mentality do you have when you actually get in there? What's your mentality?
You gotta stick with your game plan. That's it. You just gotta stick with the game plan. You gotta execute it. You can't, just doze out, because you do that before. You just gotta keep your mind strong. It's a mental game.
Corey, I want to ask you, so when you were getting started, so let's say this. I have 4 nieces. They all love wrestling because, me and my brother were watching it, and they're watching all the time. Like, we are watching WrestleMania this past weekend. They're taking up self-defense as well, as you mentioned. Whether or not they translate that to fit with their sport, we don't know just yet. But when was it hard to find people for her to spar with? Because obviously we don't see too often, but who does she spar with when she's in the gym practicing or working out?
98% of the time she has to spar with boys. There's just not a lot of girls out here. Most of the boys are her age, but sometimes we gotta get in there with somebody who's a little older. She can handle it. She's, like I said, since day one, that might have been the only day I've been nervous about her getting in the ring, and I'm serious. Like, she does well.
Brijhana Epperson, she is a gold medalist USA Boxing National Championship. Your first fight that you had, how nervous were you?
Very, very nervous. I was so nervous. I can't even explain how nervous I was. I got butterflies, but the thing is, when I stepped into the ring, the butterflies immediately went away. Like, I knew that's where I belonged.
It was more nervous, you and your dad. The first, you? They both said each other.
Honestly, it might have been me. So talk us about, look, you were the state silver gloves champion in 2018, the regional silver gloves champion, as well, the silver medalist at the national silver gloves. And so these fights that you have, don't present you have them with other girls, or you have them with the guys, or have
No, it's the girls. When it's competition time, we can only fight girls.
Okay. So some of the competition that you're facing, I mean, do you get nervous when you get in there, or I mean, so how do you size up your opponent to think, okay, this is how I want to take them on?
Film study all the time. My dad, that's all he does really, is film study, and we just do it in slow motion. It's just, you got to pick it apart. You got to see where their weak spots are and exploit them. That's the only way you can do it.
Got to ask you, Cole, but
I'm just add to that is if I can find video on them, I'll find video.
Who do you see your training say, if you could mimic, or if you do, how do you pattern yourself after as a coach manager? Mickey from the Rocky movie. Come on, hey, look, y'all laughing, but I'm thinking, wait, I had a tiger, I feel like I can do that.
Ready to go. You didn't choose taking, you're good.
I'm not saying, people might think it's funny, but I'm just saying, how do you, because you're just don't roll out to do this. Like you said, you're finding film and stuff for her to try to watch, but you have to take after something to, okay, so this, I know pattern because maybe you're not real life in order for these people or whatever, so how do you pattern yourself after to
any coach or manager that I can find who has a mentality of a hit and not get hit style.
I was thinking the same thing.
The Mayweathers, you can learn a lot from them. A lot of people don't like him, but it's a sport of boxing. He's the top dog.
And especially when you say that, you only get hit in the face, he has not taken that many shots to the face because he's such a great defensive fighter. Like you said, he can hit without being hit, and he's so fast that you don't see punches coming.
Right. We were talking just the other day about Floyd, and he just hit me. So, man, that man had 52 fights now. Yeah. Maybe 52. And he's never been down from a punch. That's unheard of.
He's right. He's never
been down from a punch.
I remember Shane Mosley hit him. He hit him.
Chop Corley got him too. He got rocked a few times, but never said that.
Never been on the ground. They didn't take him a knee, I don't think.
He took against Jesus Chavez. He hit my man in the head and hurt his hand, so he went down and touched the canvas. So they called that a knockdown, but it wasn't really.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Who is someone that you look up to, or do you feel yourself as a trailblazer and you do things your own way?
I would definitely say Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, he is like, it's, I don't know.
Forget the loss.
Who am I in the way? Maybe not outside of the ring. So boxing. I want to ask you, what are the special talent? Because I read up on you. You're a pretty good ballerina person. Am I correct in that? Or ballet? Mm-hmm. How do you get that? And how does your footwork translate with the ballet? So
ballet definitely helps with footwork and boxing. I mean, you got to stay right on your feet. Ballet and boxing. Boxing definitely because you got to stay right on your feet because you're not trying to get hit at all. Like my name was saying, it's a hit and not get hit. But ballet, I got started with ballet when I was really young. I was, just out and about, and I saw these ballerinas dancing, and I was like, I just want to do that. And so my parents got me into ballet, and I've just been in love with it since. So boxing and ballet, that's all.
No basketball, no track.
We were thinking about doing track, but boxing, ballet,
It's a time management thing at this point.
Yeah, that is true.
How
often are you gives what's a workout period in between fights and stuff that you're doing? And how often do you box?
Pretty much 6 days a week. 6 days a week, a few hours a day, multiple times a day, 2 to 3 times a day. It just depends. If 3 days a week, building up to a fight, then we bring it down just a little bit to 2. Then break it down even more, just like a few days before the fight. Then just do one a day, and then just chill out. Then that's when we're ready.
And then how strict are you, Corey, when it comes to her diet and stuff like that, making sure she's able to make weight and stuff like that?
Pre-fight, I mean, we eat pretty clean anyway. We try to. They try to.
I try to too. Then I go by gates and all that.
Yeah, well, on the regular, we eat pretty clean. Pre-fight, we're pretty strict. She can eat. I'm not the coach that says, I don't even condone starving yourself before a fight. Because there's a way you can cut weight and do it the right way and be on weight. So she'll eat 3 or 4 times a day, just the right kind of calories, the right kind of food, where she can go run and the body will use it immediately. And she's never missed weight except last year, nationals, we weighed in a pound over. Man.
That was stressful.
About being stressed out. Man, she had to go get a trash bag. I know that. Trash bag and run around the block. We made weight. And so, but that was probably the only time we ever really stressed on her. She's a disciplined child. I mean, she knows what she wants. So she's starting to understand at 12, especially with winning as nationals. If I sacrifice this now, I can get rewarded then.
And so let me tell you something. She was rewarded Saturday because I happened to be at Gates' barbecue taking my brother out for his birthday. And I walked in, I was like, hold on, man, hold on, champ. And I think you were with your mom. Yeah, she put him up and said, we should wear my show this week. Yeah, okay. So we'll make up and like you, I think it was very negative, so I'm a little question.
So you've already done all of this already. What's the next step? What is your goal?
My goal for 2028 is the Olympics. The Olympics is what I'm going for. That's what I need. That's what I want. I've dedicated this whole boxing thing just for that. Like, that's what I want.
2028, you said, so was it 7 years? That's awesome. You'll be 19.
1920.
That'll be awesome.
And what are you doing in preparation of that?
Work every day. There's everything. Hard work. Dedication. I mean, as long as she shows me that she's serious about it, I'm with it. You know, up until this point, she's shown me, especially with winning nationals, she's shown me that she went what she said when she wanted to win. When she wanted to go to the Olympics in 2028.
I gotta ask you because I know my nieces are watching, but for those who might be inspired to follow in your footsteps, talk about truly the sacrifices that you have to make personally. I know really truly the sacrifices that you feel like you've had to make to be where you're at and to continue to get to where you want to get to.
Sacrifices is a lot. You know, I'm homeschooled, so I don't really get to do all those school type stuff. I'm hard trying to keep up with the school programs, and I'm trying to, do all this ballet stuff, boxing stuff, trying to balance that all out. Trying to stay healthy in between all of that, and so it's a lot. It's a lot, but it just feels easy for me because it's what I love to do. It's always been what I've loved to do. So it doesn't feel, for any other person, it would look like it's a lot, but for me, it's easy.
Well, money has a what's like I guess if you've had any of the rest of what you've had this far.
So just recently, it started in the 2018, beginning of 2019, I had a sprained wrist on my right wrist, and I've just been kind of nursing it because it still pops up here and there, and it's not really. But I don't consider this interfered with nationals. But I mean,
yeah, she hid it from me because she knows that if I'm safety first.
Yeah.
Like we're going into a fight, I need to know all your injuries. I need to know what's going on. So she kind of hid it from me. We were working pads, and I'm like, throwing it right here. What's going on? But we really got checked out. No broken bones. They just were like, she wanted to chill out for a while, in order for it to get back to regular.
Yeah, 7 years. I mean, you have a goal of 7 years away. You don't want to do anything now to jeopardize the end goal.
I can hear you.
Maybe give me some background here. When it comes to boxing, what are some other next steps you take before the Olympics? Like, for example, Mizzou has like wrestling. Mizzou colleges, they have great wrestling programs. Are there any boxing programs like that?
Actually, I'm not sure. That would be a good question for my dad, though. I'm not.
Are there boxing programs at some of the major universities or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know which ones exactly, but yeah, because you can get, if you go to the USA Boxing websites, you can get scholarships to colleges for boxing. So yeah, there's college programs for boxing.
Nice. Well, before we go out of here, Cole, how can people, reach out to you if they want to, get in contact with you all? We got Brijhana, and what's next for you as well?
Coming up in June, I have a Junior Olympics, July. July Junior Olympics coming up, and it's for the USA Boxing. It's the 7th and the 17th. Amateur boxing, it's a Junior Olympics, so it's kind of like the Olympics, but it's just.
Well, I just went out of the high school, so they looking. So now, wish you best luck, and we'll have you on even before, after, whichever.
How much is it going to cost for you to get in the ring with Darren? Because I want to see you beat Darren. I think you can do it.
Hold on.
That's what I thought was going to happen. I said, ref. I'm not getting my face beat in.
We'll say that. Nobody wants to confuse this show. Now, the one thing I would give my mother, she said she rose, saying some punks, okay? So, one thing I'm just going to wreck her.
I'm not saying you're going to let her. I'm saying she's gonna.
Oh, shoot.
She ain't got to pay her toy. I would hire her to fight for me. I hire her to come in there and get you, Charlie. There's no locking the door. Cool. I can even reach out to you if they want to help sponsor it. If
Hey, you can hit me up. My Facebook page, my business Facebook page is Against the Grain LLC. Same name, ATG Ryan for Instagram, Courtney ATG Epperson Facebook.
Okay. All right, well, Brijhana, I want to thank you so very much for your time. Thanks for coming to the studio today. I'm pretty sure I'll run into your gates again sometime soon. Really wonderful. And if they do something in Kansas City, please make sure you reach out to me so I can come out.
Absolutely.
And then come out and support it and watch you perform. So, well, thank you very much. And we're going to take a quick time out. We're listening to Darren and Sterling right here in ESPN Kansas City.
The Missouri Coalition for Roadway Safety is asking us up to show me zero. Show me zero crashes caused by impaired or distracted drivers. Show me zero injuries caused by being unbuckled or driving too fast. All of this leads to zero fatalities on our roads. Put your phone down while you drive, buckle up, drive the speed limit, and never drive impaired. Because our roads can only be safe when everyone on them is safe. Stay safe, Missouri. Show me zero.
In these trying times, Kansas City Credit Union knows how important cash flow is in your household. With rates near all-time lows, now is the time to take action. Free up some cash by lowering your monthly car loan payment when you refinance your auto loan with Kansas City Credit Union. And as a bonus, Kansas City Credit Union will delay your payments for 90 days. Visit kansascitycreditunion.com/810sports for more information. Kansas City Credit Union, your path to financial freedom.
Space Camper Cosmic IPA is a juicy hot blast of flavor. Citrusy and balanced, this is an IPA with a mission to save the Earth because it's the only planet with beer.
You might not know it, but Boulevard Brewing Company has been passionate about taking care of our planet for decades. Between their zero-waste brewery to Ripple Glass, Boulevard has been making great beer you can feel great about. Stock up on Space Camper Cosmic IPA today. Boulevard Brewing Company, Kansas City, Missouri.
Are you looking for unique sporty clothing and merchandise that makes you stand out from the crowd? Do you love Kansas City sports teams? The Cherry Company designs and creates fashion-forward gear for athletes, avid sports fans, and everything in between. Check out our famous Casey Mahomes denim jacket at cherrysportsgear.com or find it in stores in the Made in KC, Lee Summit, or Plaza location. Sport Styles, Sport Local, Sport Cherry. Want a 20% off discount? Mention 810 Sports in store or use code 810 online. Stay on top and visit cherrysportsgear.com today.
Hey, Seren Petro here. Why settle for pre-sliced meats and dry bread when you can get sliced or well, she's you know, I ain't gonna lie. She get next to the window like, I can more little you know, I don't know what's going to be doing in 2021. We can look that up. Is
that the one that's in the United States? Is it in 2028?
28,
Chicago. Look it up.
2020. I'm telling you what to do, man.
I'm telling you what to do, Darren.
Right now. It's sweet. It's in Los Angeles.
LA, that's what. See, I told you.
LA.
I told you. I knew it was USA.
Yeah, I just didn't know where.
Do want to give you a quick update. The Royals are up 5-1 over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim after beating them 3-2 last night with Salvador Perez throwing out a dude trying to scramble back to third.
Well,
In the game.
Well, his pitcher just hit somebody too, so they're up 5-1, bottom of the 8th inning.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, top of the 8th.
I would not want to get hit by Josh Stallmont's. That was a 96-mile-an-hour heater.
Nobody's on the baseball.
I don't want to get hit by that. That's going to hurt. I do want to talk about, because we were laughing before the show, Jeff Fisher got a job in college football. If they played 16 games, they're going 7-9. Go ahead and just pencil them down.
Well, the good thing is they're only playing 16 games, but he's going to serve as an advisory role to the Tennessee State. university football team. Of course, with Eddie George, the HBCU, so Eddie George was signed on as the head coach over there. And so, of course, he was calling in some old chips. And look, if you're Jeff Fisher, you miss football as it is going. And I mean, those HBCUs, they don't have the money, quote unquote, pay, so that's why he's in an advisory position, so to speak. But as much flack as he has gotten, and deservedly so,
sure,
as a former head coach in the NFL, it is good to see him get an opportunity to at least get back into the game somehow, some way.
Yeah, sure. And at the end of the day, if you coach that long in the NFL, you obviously know what you're doing to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know the game. You may not have had the most talent. You may not have been the best head coach, but that means if you're the 32nd best head coach in the NFL, that means you got, 31 dudes who are But don't get into semantics of some guys like Adam Gase who shouldn't have been a head coach to begin with. But that's just kind of the point. Hugh Jackson is now rumored to become a part of this coaching staff.
No, it's not rumored. He's accepted. He's going to be the offensive coordinator for Tennessee State.
I saw potential. So it's official?
Yeah. It was announced earlier today.
Wow. Hugh Jackson, Jeff Fisher, Eddie George. If you're a player, you want to go there.
Well, that or you want to go out to Jackson. So this is a conversation, and we'll have more of it throughout the following days and weeks, obviously, about those type of former NFL greats going to HBCUs to get their start, to coach. I think that's a great move, obviously. Now, we had a coach, Lamar Parrish, who played in the NFL, played for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was a 9-time Pro Bowler. He should have been in the Hall of Fame because I think he's got more interceptions than Deion Sanders, I believe. So, but he's a goat. But
better case than Julian Edelman.
I'm right about that. Look, we really want to thank Brijhana Epperson as well as her father, Corey, for coming to the studio today. Hopefully, Kansas City, you all got a chance to see this young lady either on the radio or you watched it online. Support her if you get an opportunity to. Sterling, we'll do this again tomorrow. I do want to talk about tonight's big game, Brooklyn against the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll talk about that tomorrow when we come to the studio.
The Nets have everyone out. The Nets have KD, I think Harden,
I think Kyrie's playing now.
Okay, it's Kyrie versus Embiid.
I'm sorry.
Everyone else is out.
I got Kyrie for a parlay, so we better play tonight.
Everyone else is out, and just like this show, we got to go out. This is Darren and Sterling right here on ESPN Kansas City, 15:10 a.m., 94.5 FM. We'll be back live and see you tomorrow from 3 to 4 p.m.